Ms. Tazzy, what's going on? Angelo, howdy, howdy, howdy. Heidi, heidi, hody. Renum, Tom, how you doing? Tan, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, so we seem to have everything in order. Good afternoon. I should say good evening, good. Stevie, what's happening? Angelo, que pasa, amigo? All right, let's get rid of that. All right, so let's get the ball rolling. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Take you guys along for the ride for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, you may ask, what is this and where did it come from? Well, in 2008, my 9-year-old daughter, okay, little thing, says, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? I said, sure. Well, that was a big one. First and foremost, most adults don't get this. So how am I supposed to explain this to a 9-year-old? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. That's the 5 criteria I had to overcome. So that being said, I kept 5 rules. Okay, now I like these rules. They make sense to me. I grew up in a time frame where if it's not broke, leave it alone. If it ain't broke, don't touch it. So, rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to long term, regardless if it goes up, down, sideways, whatever. Don't sell at a loss. Rule number 2. Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Now, my idea of consistent profitability is different than others, because I'm always getting people saying, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? I'm saying, no, but hey, whatever works for you, great. Rule number 4, weekly options only. Only way I'm going to get weekly cash flow is by something that trades on a weekly basis. Weekly options. Okay, if I buy a stock, sell someone else through a covered call, which is an involvement of call stock options, I can get a safe, predictable cash flow. Now, rule number 5 was make sure all the numbers work. Now, when I say make sure all the numbers work, well, what am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? What's my profit? And is that profit at least 1% every single week? Tennis Pro, what's happening? Is it at least 1% a week? Now, I had a nice long conversation with somebody last night. Didn't quite grasp the whole thing. Okay, I have a goal, and my goal is predominant over everything. Okay, my goal is a simple, safe, predictable 1%. Hennick, what's happening? So that being said, I'm not looking for a capital appreciation. Basically, I'm not looking for the stocks to increase in price. Okay, stocks go 3 different directions. Okay, that's it. They go up, they go down, or they go nowhere. Basically, just stay stagnant, sideways. It's not really sideways, but it doesn't really move a lot. It stays in a range. So if my trading has all the odds and probabilities going in my favor, well, why not? Think about it. If 80% of all stock options expire worthless, why would I want to buy? I want to be on the 80% side. Okay? If a stock moves predictably year after year after year, well, I want to lean towards those stocks. If a company is consistently profitable, well, those are the ones I want to invest in. Now, there are 10,136 different companies. We look every single week just to see how many they've added this week. So this week, it's 10,136. That's a lot. Now, out of all of those, only about half of them actually share their profits through what is called a dividend. A dividend is your portion of the profits given back to the investors. So if we buy the stocks, we become investors. We own a part of the company. That entitles us to a portion of the profits. Now, you may not have, I know I don't, you may not have enough money to shake up the market, to make a big dent. I know I don't. A couple of thousand shares of anything doesn't mean anything. If you take a look at this one right here, what is this one? Advanced Auto Parts, 6 million shares. Yeah, my 2,000 shares ain't going to mean nothing compared to that 6 million that traded today. So there's a lot of us out there. We're all basically looking for the same thing, a return on our money. I got a question here. don't complete the Go popular mission. You can let them know. Okay, fine. King, what's happening? Chrissy, how you doing? Hennick, how you doing? Dennis Mancini. I have ExxonMobil covered call. The stock has dropped enough. Should I wait until Friday to roll? Dennis, if the numbers make sense to roll it tomorrow, roll it tomorrow. If the numbers make sense to you. Now, you're the only one. You are the buck stops here guy because you're the one making the decisions on your account. The buck stops with you. Either it makes sense or it doesn't. Okay, remember, there's a few things you got to keep in mind. Number one, what did you buy it for? Number two, what strike price did you sell? Number three, what kind of premium did you get? Is that more than 1%? Oh, great. Well, tomorrow's Wednesday. So halfway through the week, if you have the opportunity to roll forward tomorrow and get 1% or more, why not? I set my orders up on Monday to roll into next week if and when they ever fill. I use what's called a GTC order, good till cancel. So I will do an order on Monday, okay? I will get my covered call. And then by the end of the day, or before the end of the day, I will create a rolling order with the amount that I want to collect for next week. So I already have it preset. So if it fills at that price, great. One less thing for me to worry about. That's the way I like it. TikToker, how you doing? Tony, good evening. All right. Zhang Fu, too many rules. Zhang Fu, there's 5 rules. That's too many rules. Now, Zhang Fu, if you think 5 rules are too many, I kind of like to live in the society where you live. Anyway, let's get rolling. First thing on the list, because Dennis asked nicely, we're going to take a look at ExxonMobil. Dennis, if you could quickly tell me what you jumped in at and when, and we'll go from there. But first and foremost, here we go. ExxonMobil. Now, I like to look at the exact same thing over and over and over again. A, B, C, D, so on and so forth. Or if you're more of a numbers person, 1, 2, 3, 4. So step number 1, find a good company. Well, that's easy. I like the dividend kings. I like the dividend aristocrats. I like the dividend champions. I like the dividend contenders. And number 5, if it's good enough for old Warren, it's good enough for me. Warren Buffett's list. You can go to a Google search and search Dividend Kings list 2025. And lo and behold, it will just pop up. Dividend Aristocrats list 2025. Lo and behold, that'll pop up too. So those 5 lists will give you at least 300 companies that have increased their dividends to their shareholders or their profits to their shareholders for at least 2 decades. Now, the stock market's been around for 400 years. I don't think 20 years is too much to ask. There are companies that have been in business for over 100 years. There's a few companies that are almost 200 years old. If they're still in business, if they're still making money, if they have weekly options, and I can't get a weekly cash flow from it, why not? If it makes sense, why not? That's the question. Does it make sense? It's a yes or no. You either like it or you don't. Chris, how you doing? Hiller, how are you doing? Oh, Jonathan, Journal, Edie. All right. Sorry, I don't have my screen up. All right, anyway. I'm going to say no to ExxonMobil this week only because it takes 3 to 4 seconds for me to take a look at the chart. Now, if you negate all the noise, okay, don't pay attention to the noise. Look at the 5. That's it, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things. Number 1, high of the year. Number 2, low of the year. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it now? And then number 5 takes the longest because you actually got to take your finger like this and go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's the motion of the ocean. Which way is the stock rolling? Well, look at it. It's a very slow decline over the year. Okay, look at the motion, up, down, up, down. So just follow the flow. Where are we now? We are right here. What's happening? Well, we're going to take a deeper look into that in a couple of seconds. But first, I want to see, does it make sense to jump into ExxonMobil? Now, I already said no for this week because of what's happening here. But let's do step number 2 anyway. Step number 2 is I want to check the numbers. Last price, 108.34. So I'm going to be looking at the 109s. The 109s are going for 64 cents a share. Well, that's this week. Okay, do you know something funny about this week? There's only 3 days left. So we're probably not going to get a good complete 1% for the week because we've already missed 2 days. So open up, take a look at next week. The 109s are going for 119. Well, that's over 1%. Okay, so now here's the reason why I like to do all my trading on Monday. It is so simple, it's just unbelievable that it's even questioned. Okay, now we know the trading week goes from Monday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, until Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's it. That is one whole week of trading. Monday morning, Friday afternoon. The most time value, which is the reason why we do a covered call, is to collect the time value. So if anyone ever says you can't put a price on your time, oh, hell yeah, you can. You can. Think about it. Okay? If I buy an asset, I sell somebody the opportunity to buy it from me at the exact same price I paid for it, thus giving them an opportunity over other people. Well, they like that. Well, I like it also because I'm collecting a premium, and that premium is right here. Whatever that value is, because it changes every 3 seconds. When the market is open, these numbers, it's like a roulette wheel. Flick, 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 keep changing and changing. Pick a number you're okay with and just say, all right, I'm good with that. So I'm looking for my 1%. If I'm buying the stock at 108, 1% of 108 is 108. Let me explain. $108. $108. 1% of $108 is $1.08. 108. Okay? 1% of 108 is 108. Okay, anyway. So this week, 3 days left, it's not giving me 1%. But next week it is. All right, so am I okay with doing 9 days as opposed to 3? Now, once in a great while, you will get 1% on 3 days. But most of the time, you won't. Just Drew. Hey, James, I appreciate you relying to my comment. Oh, reply. You're mixing the P there, dude, but all right. Relying to my comment, but one question. Do you rely on stock drifting up? No. Nope. I rely on a profitable company, meaning the CEO, the CFO, the chief operating officer, anybody in charge of the company to continue doing their work, business as usual, day after day, same thing. All right. Debut Detail Studio. Did you short or no? I don't short anything, but thank you for thinking that. Auric, what's happening, Auric? Not used to talking so much. Alrighty. ExxonMobil is going to be a no for this week only because take a look at this right here. Okay. A couple of weeks ago, we're down here at 102, shot up to 117. So 102 to 117 is $15 move. Well, a $15 move on a $100 stock is 15%. Then jumped up 15%. Now she's coming down. Well, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? How do you roll an option to prevent a loss? Token Meme, how are you today? Debut Detail Studios. I did, yeah. Made a good 10%. Cool beans. Nicholas, what's happening? Okay, basically, how do you roll a position? You're my liquidity. Okay, Skip, thank you. Bruno, hello there again. From Portugal, yep. Unilever. Can we analyze? Okay, Bruno, give me the ticker symbol. Porsche, no. Porsche's not an American company. Alrighty. So, my battery is running low. Oh, gotta plug it in. Plug it in. There we go. Alrighty. Battery running low. There we go. Now the screen's much brighter. That works for me. All right. CSAO. What the heck is CSAO? Never a good sign. CSAO. We cannot find that symbol. Sorry. Unilevel. One moment. All right. UL. Isn't that United Laboratories? UL, United Laboratories. Oh, unlevered LPC. Okay. Hell no. Okay. 18 July, 15 August, 21 November, 16 January. Those are months of the year. I don't do monthly options. They just don't work for me. I'm looking for 1% every single week. You cannot get 1% every week with a stock that has monthly options. Okay? You can let them know the daily bonus points, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool beans. All right. SGBS. Okay, Bruno, SGBS. Okay, Bruno, we cannot find that symbol. So, Bruno, let me see if I can explain this to you. Okay? I'm looking for companies that have 2 decades of consistent profitability. Okay? And when I say never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to. So, why are we looking at things that, hypothetically speaking, you know and you understand, yet don't fit what we're looking for? Okay, when I say no monthly options, you give me one with no monthly options. Then you give me one with not even, okay, no. Please, do me a favor. At least understand what it is you're asking me to take a look at. I have no problem taking a look at anything. I would prefer that it had dividends. I would prefer it to be a U.S. stock. I would prefer, profitability. I would prefer weekly options. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for the help. You're welcome, Bruno. This should be standard teaching in grad school. Well, all right. Don't get me started on that. I don't want to jump on that. Do you ever marry puts or just rely on strong fundamentals? All right, T-Deal 2-0. You got to explain that a little bit better. The Trade Room, AIYY. Now, something tells me that this is going to be a no even before I look at it. Okay? Now, when I say 2 decades of profitability and weekly options. Now, I know almost all the stocks that have weekly options and are consistently profitable. AIYY, hell no. Same thing. Why are you asking me to look at something that you don't understand? If you understood it, and you can read where it says weekly options, then you would know AIYY has monthlies. 18 July, 15 August, 17 October. Those are months of the year. You cannot get weekly cash flow from a stock that trades with monthly options. Monthly means once a month. The only way you're going to get weekly cash flow from a stock with monthly options is to sit in front of the computer staring at this thing all day. I have better ways of spending my time. No. Big fire in Las Vegas, the wetlands area. Johnny Dill. Do you do this 5 nights a week? What time do you start? Well, it used to be 9, and now it's going to be 8:30, so I can get done a little earlier. The Trade Room Capital. Okay. Buddy, I just came in the live. Very rude. Have a good one. I'm not quite sure why you call it very rude, because the sign is right there. And it says, yeah, okay, whatever. Do I like BlackRock? No, I do not. Brian, please check the audio on your YouTube channel. Damn it. Forgot to do that one again. Streaming. Thank you. Check the audio on the YouTube channel. Audio. Oh, yeah, there we go. Audio. Hello. Audio. Why don't I have any audio? Damn it. Video. Okay, gotta do this all over again. Okay, audio, delete. Yes, and now let's do this. All right, I didn't get this done yet. Damn it. I should have had this done already, but I don't. Sorry. Let me just get this thing set up. Okay. And then we want to add video. Alrighty. Let's get this set up. There we go. Fade to black, and there you go. Now, audio. Nope. There we go. The audio is working now. Alrighty. Let's do this. Sir, the words above you are mirrored. Not easy to read. Thank you, Bruno. How's Mara this week? Let's take a look at Mara. Hold on. We gotta see what we have here. All right. Thank you. Bruno. N-E-S-N. What the heck is N-E-S-N? N-E-S-N. N-E-S-N. Nestle. Isn't that a monthly? Yeah. Sorry. N-E-S-N. No. Nope. Antoine. Good evening. Antoine wants to take a look at Mara. M-A-R-A. Way to go. I actually have some Mara. Take a look at that. Now, I took a quick peek. I'm kind of interested in right there. But 5 things, you remember? High, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on right here? That's the 1-year chart. Okay, let's go over the numbers. What do the numbers look like? 1488. The 15's 28 for this week. So 3 days, get 28 cents. That's almost 2%. Almost. Bill Roberts. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Explanation. Purchase a put leap to protect your stock's value while selling weekly calls. Okay, to deal. I don't do that, but all right. Now, see, the thing is, when I buy a stock, I buy it with the intention of holding and never selling it at a loss. I don't care if it drops down 50, 60, 70, 90%. I refuse to sell anything at a loss. Try to analyze Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway only has monthlies. I don't believe it has weeklies. So let's finish taking a look at Mara, okay? Let's take a deeper dive, because this right here looks interesting, and I want to take a closer look at this, and the numbers work. So everything's going fine so far. Past few days, it's been really bad. Brian, sorry about that. Actually, I'm going to be hiring somebody here to help me answer questions and help me with the audio, video, and the, what do you call it, the recording and the streaming. Oh, someone smarter than me. Let's put it this way. I'm going to hire me a nerd. Somebody nerdier than me. I'm not even a nerd. Anyway. Okay. To deal 20. Explanation. Purchase a put leap. Why? What is the advantages of purchasing a put leap further out? And then again, how far out am I purchasing in this put leap? And what is the purpose of it? First an echo, then crackling. Tough to listen. Oh. Past few days, it's been really bad. Uh-oh. Okay. So, probably going to be time for a new computer. Because this computer is a couple of years old. Maybe it's, just time to get a new one. Who knows? I'm listening just fine on YouTube. All right. Bruno said it's okay. Sir, the words above you are mirrored. Yep, I'm well aware of that. Okay. Can you explain why Riley gapped down to 3 last year? You seem to like that one. Okay, see, Eric, I have no reason why it gapped down last year, and I wasn't trading it last year. I just started trading it this year because the numbers look so good. So I try not to figure out what happened last year. My concern is the last 30 days and what's coming next, because there's absolutely nothing I can do about what already happened. Only thing I can do is to plan on what's coming. And I don't know if that's, I don't know what you want to call it, but I don't like looking backwards. I don't like looking forwards. I mean, yeah, I say the mistakes that I made in the past, preferably not doing them again, but I try not to ask questions why, what happened, when. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Sorry if it's a dumb question. How can I learn to see if it's a weekly or a monthly? Bruno, basically, are you ready, Bruno? I hope you got a pen, paper, mascara, crayon, lipstick. I don't judge. Anyway, Bruno, CBOE.com, Chicago Board of Options Exchange.com. That's where all the options are traded. You go to CBOE.com and you put in weekly stock options, and it will give you every single option, every single stock that has a weekly option. Lights on, dividends on, ASO. Gary Gilmore, how are you today? All right, let's take a better look at Mara, because this right here looks interesting. But before we do, current price for Mara. Oh, we already did this. All right, fine. Yeah, the numbers look good, so let's take a better look at the chart. For that, going to need the glasses. All right, a year ago, Mara was at 1861. The high of the year, 3049. High of the year, 3049. And that was back to the end of November. Well, the bottom was right here in April, right around TDS day. Okay, here's the bottom right there, 979. So from there, up, down, up, down, up, down, and now she's going back up again. If you remember a couple of things, okay, if you keep a couple of things fresh on the top of your mind, number one, stocks go up, stocks go down. That's it. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. Now, it will go up until it's done, and then it'll turn around and it'll go down until it's done. Isn't that weird? It will go down until it's done going down, turn around, and then go back up again. And then it'll get to a top. When it's done, it'll turn around, go back down. And then it'll turn around, go back up. Then it'll turn around, go back down. That's all they do. Just if you find a good stock that you like, stick with it. Keep an eye on it. Watch it every week. What is so wrong with watching your money every day? Now, I don't mean you like watching it for hours upon hours. No, you should just get a rough idea of where your positions are. So if I have Mara, okay, which I do, I would like to see every morning, which I do. It takes me like about 30 seconds. Seriously, about 30 seconds to check my stock. If I get 7 positions, 30 seconds, 7 positions, that's about 5 minutes. It's not difficult at all. EQIX. Bruno, what the hell is EQIX? We'll go back into that in a minute. All right, so let's finish up with here. So before I go to the 30-day chart, take a look at the pattern. That's just about 2 weeks. That's about 2 weeks. That's about 2 weeks. That's about 2.5 weeks. Look at the pattern. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, where are we now? Look here. Up, down. Let's look at the 30 days. That would be 5/24. What do you think? It looks a little different now. The 30-day chart looks totally different than the 1-year chart or the 90-day chart. But look, down, it turned around, went up. It turned around, went down. It's turning around, now it's going back up again. So by looking at it that way, you have a couple of questions to ask. Number one, does it make sense? Now, for me, I like 2 days to the upside once a bottom is isolated. So if this is the bottom right here, I want 2 days. Well, one's here. What's tomorrow going to be? And if tomorrow looks good, well, tomorrow is Wednesday, which means Thursday or Friday should hypothetically be a good time to jump into Mara if you like Mara and if it makes sense to you. I always encourage people, do your own research. Just because I'm saying something and you think it sounds good, fine. Figure it out. Do your research. Is what I'm saying true or is it not? Okay, now I've been here for a very long time. You can Google my name and you'll see that I have been online since the late 90s. Late 1990s, I've been online. Okay, I got nothing to hide. And I've been saying the same thing for the past 15 years. Uh-oh, somebody wants to take a look at